What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So it's repeat, not revenge, and Zhang beats Joyce in their rematch. And for me, I believe that this fight purely comes down to stylistic matchups. And I was talking to someone I work with called Aaron. He's a good friend of mine, knows his boxing. And I was discussing saying that sometimes styles make fights. You got Ken Norton who gave Muhammad Ali hell, but then George Foreman goes and knocks Norton out in two, but then Ali beats Foreman. So styles make fights, and when you look at certain stylistic matchups, for me, Zhang was all wrong for Joyce, and that's what it came down to. For me, Joyce does not deal well with that style because Joyce is a concussive puncher, but he's not a explosive puncher. And if you're going to box on the outside against a southpaw, then you need to have something to catch the eye of the judges and catch the attention of your opponent. For me, Joyce actually did make some technical adjustments in this fight, and the first round actually went pretty smooth. I still gave it to Zhang, but I felt that if you gave it to Joyce, I wouldn't have complained. Because what I saw Joyce trying to do is create a solid defense, like as his base and foundations, and then I presume that he was going to build an attack based off that. That's probably Aaron, to be fair. So I thought he was going to build a defense and use that as his foundation and build his offense based off of that. And he did quite well because he wasn't getting hit much in the first round. But the problem is he doesn't have much of an offense to build off when it comes to that style. Boxing on the outside against the southpaw is a tricky endeavor, and you need to have the technical prowess in order to pull it off, and I don't think Joyce has it. So he didn't get hit much in round one, but when it got to round two and he eventually started to lose the boxing match against the southpaw, he had absolutely nothing in response. You need to have something in response. He had nothing in response because they were having their fencing match, jostling for lead hand control, trying to get their foot on the outside. And it was pretty much stalemate for round one. Round two, and Zhang starts to win that battle. Joyce has nothing in response. And it came down to the fact that Zhang's punches are more explosive than Joyce's. Joyce really pushing his punches out there. So that's pretty much what that was. And then it got to the point when I said this, I thought that you could see Joyce on the floor for the first time in his career, and I thought that. And that's exactly what happened. So Joyce, he goes down. For me, he could have got back up. I mean, I wasn't the one who took that punch, but for me, it looked like it was borderline. He could have got up, but maybe didn't want to. And I felt that his body language was not good in this fight. So maybe his sparring wasn't good leading up to the fight. Maybe he knows stylistically it's not a good matchup for him. But let this be a tell for any boxers watching this video. Joyce was in a position, if I remember correctly, Joyce was in a position to fight for a world title, and then he fought Zhang to stay busy. And now his career is effectively over, or very, very possibly over. So when you're in a position to fight for a world title, just wait for your shot. Don't take stay busy fights, because when you take that stay busy fight, you go get knocked out and now your world title shot's gone. But anyway, let me know what you think about the fight. Do you agree with what I said? It was just stylistically a nightmare for Joyce. And one thing just before I go, it's always harder for a pressure fighter to fight a southpaw because of the angles. So let me know what you thought. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video, and I'll see you on the next video.